Welcome, everybody, to the Drop Culture Podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Brock.
And here we are, once again. We're going to have a little fun today. We're dropping off the movie train for just a second. We wanted to play around with some universes today. So what we came up with was we're going to come up with our own superhero teams today. Brock, how do you feel about that?
Feel really good about it because like I told you, I did not even think about it until we're doing it. So I'm going to kind of go off the cuff, off of basically kind of what you did.
Okay.
Well, of course, you're going to go first.
Fair enough. So yeah, what we decided on was that we were going to do our own superhero teams, and they could come from any universe. So they don't necessarily have to be like, oh, these are DC guys, these are Marvel guys, these are Valiant guys, these are Image guys, whatever it may be. We're gonna make whatever we want.
Right.
So I've come up with a few ideas for teams. I haven't really solidified a ton of them. But yeah, let's get into it.
Okay.
So my first team, sir, if you guys didn't know this by now, we're pretty big comic book fans.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yeah,
kinda. So my first team here is my all magic team.
Ooh.
And I really think, both of us kind of like that supernatural side of comics.
Yes.
So my big thing with making this team was that I would not have Dr. Fate or Dr. Strange on the team.
Okay.
However, they would be mentors to the team, and they would come in occasionally to start an adventure, or,
That's a good idea.
Yeah, well, again, I stopped making bad decisions in my 30s.
Yeah. They're the Mr. Miyagis.
They are, really. And then, they may be the impetus for a whole story arc, and you may not see the other, or maybe you do see them both at the same time. I think at the time that you see them both at the same time is probably a major story arc.
Okay. All right.
So you'll notice with any of my lists, I really tried to do something where it wasn't necessarily like, these are my Justice League guys. So with this one, I went for Brother Voodoo,
Ooh.
who was at one time actually the Sorcerer Supreme in Doctor Strange's stead. He's kind of the leader of the group. However, not all the guys on this team are easily controlled, because a sometimes member of this group begrudgingly would be Constantine.
Okay.
From the DC universe.
Okay.
Again, not on purpose mostly, but that's mostly because Zatanna is also on this team.
Okay.
And she kind of pulls him in a little bit
okay.
occasionally. Another person that I wanted to put on this team was Shaman from Alpha Flight. Shaman was awesome. There's two versions. The dad and the daughter, I believe, was Talisman. But like sorcerers, basically the medicine man kind of sorcerer.
Okay.
And then the last person I had is really just the powerhouse of the team, and that would have been Ghost Rider.
That would be pretty awesome.
I have an extensive list. You could move some of these people around. I mean, obviously you have like Raven, Etrigan, Blade, Hellstorm. You could use any of those people in this group as well.
Right.
So you could almost have an amalgous group where it's like, as we're moving through, hey, we have to talk to Blade because we're going to fight vampires,
Yeah.
or whatever that may be. So yeah, I think it would be more of an amalgous group where it's like, it just shifts as it needs to, based on the storyline.
Yeah.
But really that Doctor Strange and Dr. Fate are the ones that kind of push the direction the team's going to go.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
So
Man,
that's my magic team.
Yeah, you have a lot of Well, magic shit. Yeah, I mean, I think if I were to have my own magic team, of course, Doctor Strange would be on it. I'm more of a Marvel person.
Sure.
100%. I think there would have to almost be kind of like Doctor Strange being not necessarily the leader, but just another, I don't know. Because he's not a powerhouse. He's not a leader. He's not anything.
I think he is. I mean, he was sometimes the leader of the Defenders.
Yeah. Because he's knowledgeable. He's smart. He's like the Tony Stark.
And he is a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, he can really take out everything.
And then you really have to discuss which Doctor Strange you're talking about too, because the early Doctor Stranges could do anything he wanted to.
Yeah.
But they kind of nerfed his power as he went forward. I'm sure because it made it real hard for him to have enemies, or be able to not. Oh, whoa! You're having a problem with this Atlantis attacking?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
They're at all at home in bed watching Seinfeld.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'd have Doctor Strange and maybe Namor.
Okay.
I think having Namor on the team, because he is like your all-powerful almost everything, having him, and I think I'm going to stick with Marvel guys on this one.
So is this your team? This your just a team?
Yeah, this is just going to be kind of like an odd kind of a pairing team. Just all Marvel characters that really probably shouldn't be together.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah, I think having Doctor Strange being the magical side of it, but then also Namor being the ancient style, underwater dude, and then maybe even bringing in somebody from the Fantastic Four, just like the Thing, right?
Right.
So you have these two badass, powerful dudes, right? And the Thing, which, that's all he really is. He's an immovable object. And then you got Doctor Strange, which is all about magic. And then you got Namor, which is kind of like, he's just a hothead. So, Doctor Strange would keep both of those dudes in line right there. But we'd also need somebody kind of...
And Namor and Thing have fought against each other and beside each other
a lot.
history.
Yeah. And that's a good chemistry for them to have, I think. And then maybe, and this would be, you'd almost have to put this person kind of, he would be so different in this lineup. He would be the one that like is the grounding for everything. And that would have to be Daredevil. Because if you have all four of those people right there, Daredevil is the grounded one, and he doesn't necessarily have any like super strength or anything like that, but he's got that super agility and everything.
All those senses.
Correct. Now, if he's working with Doctor Strange, the magic side of it is something that I don't know how his senses would work with it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
In that weird kind of, backwards way, so he'd have to be learning the whole time, while the Thing would kind of almost be like, hey, let me throw you across this deal. What I mean? Right. And I don't know who they would really fight. It'd be like
Colossus throwing Wolverine in the fastball special.
Correct. Yeah, correct. It'd be something kind of like that. And then Daredevil being super agile and shit like that. I'm trying to think of who they would fight. It'd almost have to be, oh man. Oh, I'm just trying to think of a supervillain that they could actually take, like maybe the Phalanx or some shit like that. Something fucking weird, That would just be a weird lineup for everybody. You know what I mean? And I don't think I would have a mutant in there. Maybe somebody like
Nightcrawler.
Yeah, well, I was thinking Nightcrawler for a while, but I don't think he would really. Well, of course, he wouldn't fit on this team, which would be awesome. He would be another one that's very religious, but at the same time, the things that they could do, all of them together.
Exactly.
And then Strange can go into different realms and shit like that. But so does Nightcrawler in a way.
Oh, he does.
But at the same time, he could. He could be the extra agile one with the two powerhouses too. And Namor's just like, "Fuck you! I'll do whatever the fuck I want to."
Yeah, he's kind of a powerhouse on his own.
Yeah, he could do whatever he wants to because he's super strong and fucking up on land and in water. So that would be
there. You go.
Fucking cool character. Yeah, that would be a cool like Invaders type deal. You know what I mean? Yeah, it'd be different. Yeah, so that's my first one.
Right on. So the next one that I put together was my Strike Force team. So this is my team. Like, if I'm going to go down and I just need to take out these villains, these are the guys I'm sending in. Okay? So, again, you're going to notice that I don't have a ton of like the big names in here. And I did that for a reason, because those people are already doing their things, right? So my leader on this one, and this is more of like they're going to root out what's going on, and then they're going to go in and just take everybody down. The leader of this is actually the Question.
Oh.
Yeah. He's a super detective.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So he kind of leads them in the right direction. Now here comes the team that comes in to take just motherfuckers out. You ready? Rorschach.
Ooh. Unscrupulous, fucking deadly.
Also a detective in his own right.
Yeah. So he kind of can he can see other things happening before they happen because he's been around a lot, you know.
Yep.
But then he also has no fucking superpowers at all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Red Hood.
Ah.
Because he's not going to give a fuck. He'll just kill whoever's in the way.
Right.
Elektra. The assassin. Daredevil's Elektra.
Nice.
And then Grendel. Which was from an independent comic, Hunter Rose. She was the original, or he was the original Grendel. He was just an assassin and he was badass.
Yeah,
And he had mental powers. You've seen the guy in the mask before. They've made several versions of Grendel. This was the original one that I read. But yeah, he's just a badass, world-class assassin, you know? And then last, this guy is actually probably one of the more powerful people on the team, is Rye. He came from Valiant Comics.
Oh, damn.
And he carries swords.
Okay.
And but really, he can teleport. He's got technopathy, so he can speak to electronics mentally. He has super speed and a healing factor. So he's kind of a badass.
Yeah.
And that would kind of be my strike team. The other person that was on the list was Cassandra Cain, which was Batgirl, like probably the most badass Batgirl. She was raised from a youth to like kill.
She was the young one, right? That always it wasn't everything stitched like in kind of like that Catwoman type of deal.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay,
absolutely.
I gotcha.
She was on the list. I did have Punisher and Wolverine originally on this list, but I felt like that was too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, I'm kind of trying to stay away from some of those characters. Now, some of my lists will have some bigger characters on it. And then Tim Drake was another one that I thought of just because he's such a great strategist. I actually almost had him be the leader of this rather than the Question, and just not have the Question on the team because he's such a great strategist.
Right.
He's probably the best detective out of all of them, of all the Robins.
Nice.
And then the last person that could have been on this list was Psylocke.
Oh, she's pretty badass.
Yep.
She's pretty badass.
But I felt like I kind of built that with the Rye. He would have kind of taken that spot. And Elektra.
Yeah.
You know, kind of a mix between the two.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my Strike Force team.
That's a pretty good one.
Yeah.
Again, on this one, I'm going to stick with more Marvel guys. I would say your most badass out of all of them, and this would almost have to be somewhere on a different world or something.
Sure.
I would have Ghost Rider.
Okay.
For one. Ghost Rider completely is like one of the most powerful entities in all of everything, right?
Sure.
And then I would put Wolverine with him.
Okay.
Okay, so Wolverine's impervious to everything. He can fucking do whatever he wants to. So fighting something cosmic would be okay. You know, he could do it. He could survive most of that stuff. But then putting a kind of like a Man Out of Time, having Captain America part of it as a strategist, you have two people that can completely run whatever you want to in Ghost Rider and Wolverine.
Right.
And then you have Cap that's just like, hey, wait a minute, we need to do this, and maybe we should do this, but yet he has his scruples, so nobody's really going to die, you know?
Right.
Almost.
He's going to try to pull everybody from being killy.
Right. Yeah.
Because the other two people are just going to kill whoever's in the way.
Yeah, exactly. So you would almost, at this point, too, have to have somebody like maybe Deathlock. And then having Deathlock in the team, too, because, again, it depends on the iteration of Deathlock, too, because there's like 4 or 5 of them.
Right, sure.
So you have maybe the original Deathlock, and because he's like another man at a time. So you got Deathlock, which is like a modern Captain America, and then Captain America, and both of them with Wolverine that can't die and fucking Ghost Rider that could give a shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? And just fucking powering through everybody. This would have to be something to where somebody would have to, almost kind of like the Beyonder or some shit like that, would have to come in and pick them up.
I don't
you know
think you'd
what I mean?
have to go that far.
Yeah, it's like, how could you
be
put
something attacking from the realm of hell that would cause Ghost Rider to do that, and maybe he's really the impetus that gets them together to go with him. You know what I mean?
It's like a cosmic thing.
Whether he puts it together, but you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
somebody, like maybe even Captain America's like, no, we need to help him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a cosmic, like it's breaking off in fucking Washington or some shit. Cap's caught in the middle of some fucking weird demons coming up, and then Wolverine somehow is there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just fighting. They're the first ones, and then Ghost Rider comes up, and then
Because he's there to battle the whatever it is.
yeah, whatever the big bad from outer space is, and then they can actually go somewhere in space.
Right.
You know, so yeah, that would be my second team.
Nice. I like it. Now, this one gets a little crazy, so bear with me here. So this little idea starts with 5 rings floating through the air, and each one goes to a different individual. Stay with me.
Mm-hmm.
The first one is a red ring, and it lands on a little character named Firestar. Firestar, if you don't know, is a mutant, but not part of the X-Men. And she wasn't even originated in a comic. She was originated in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends.
Oh, yeah, that's
but
right.
then came into the comics after that.
Mm-hmm.
So it lands on her, and we hear fire. The next ring lands on a gentleman named Garth, who also one time went by the name Aqualad. And was Aquaman's sidekick.
Right.
But he also has the powers of the water manipulation like Mera has. And a ring lands on his finger. Water. See where this is going so far?
Yeah, it's yeah.
Hold on.
With the hard powers combined.
And the next one lands on a white-haired, one-time goddess named Storm.
Ooh.
And we hear wind. Yeah.
Huh.
And then the last one, the fourth one, lands on a person named Daisy Johnson, or Quake, from the Marvel Universe. She was also a character in the S.H.I.E.L.D. television show, and she can cause like an earthquake situation. And it lands on her and says, Earth. The last one lands on the heart of the Marvel Universe, Captain America. And when their powers combine, they form Captain Planet, and they do that one time and realize he sucks and that they're all well more powerful than he is, and they never do that again. That's my story.
That's pretty good. I knew where you're going. Earth, wind, water, fire.
And actually, that would kind of be a badass team. First of all, anything led by Captain America, you do have the heart of a team there.
Yeah.
But like the power levels of like Storm, Aqualad, and I don't call him Aqualad. I don't like that name. I liked him later on. He was part of the Teen Titans and then part of Young Justice. Really cool character.
Yeah.
But all those characters are pretty damn powerful.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's my story.
No,
I was
okay.
going to have it land on Human Torch and Ben Grimm and make them Earth and Fire, but then I was like, well, I'll just make the fucking Fantastic Four. All right. So, yeah, that was my whole little story.
Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that's a good one. So I'm going to hop over to DC right now. This is going to be a weird pairing, but also a sadistic pairing.
Okay, I like it.
So I'm going to start off with Brainiac. I know he's a bad guy.
Oh, okay. So is this your evil team?
No. He has to do good to save something of his.
He does that a lot.
Yeah, so you have Brainiac, and he's fucking ultra smart, badass, right?
Sure.
And then you have Lobo.
Okay.
Okay. So you have
The
Lobo.
last Sarzinian.
Yeah, he fucking can't die. Nothing. I mean, Lobo's just a fucking
He's just a
complete
fragging
badass.
bastard.
Yeah, fragging bastard. He's just ultimate badass, right? So Brainiac has to find him to actually do something, right?
Okay.
Then you would have Martian Manhunter, right? So you got
That's a
these.
powerful fucking team already.
Yeah,
dude.
right there.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, you like really couldn't stop anything, right? Then, of course, I thought maybe you put together like a fucking Swamp Thing or some shit like that, but no. Swamp Thing is just by himself.
Yeah, I actually tried to fit him into a team, and it didn't work out for me. Like, it didn't make sense.
You really can't. You really can't. You would almost have to pick somebody, again, kind of more low-key, like Nightwing or something like that in this.
Yeah.
Somehow Nightwing is part of it. So you got Lobo, Brainiac, Nightwing, Martian Manhunter, all together, and that's just a weird.
I actually like that because Nightwing would be the one that's trying to make sense of everything.
Yeah.
And Martian Manhunter would be like, yeah, okay, we're on the same path. And Lobo and Brainiac would be like, fuck all this.
Yeah, and Brainiac is really controlling everything, and everybody knows it, but yet they got to get that
Right.
way.
Sure.
Lobo's just like, fucking, I just want some more beer or some shit. You know what I mean?
Give me another cigar.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Lobo's just like fucking completely badass. And living in like Lobo's kind of space world and shit like that, just weird fucking space dolphins and shit like that. Like maybe that has something to do with it, like fucking Brainiac's like manipulating the space dolphins somehow.
Oh,
and
there you
like
go.
Lobo's like, watch out, you sons of bitches. And then like he's there.
Right.
So, yeah, that's where I kind of put that. I like the space out of DC.
Yeah.
DC has a lot of good space characters.
Oh,
you know?
100%.
Like Adam Strange and shit like that. Maybe Adam Strange is
Lanterns and all that jazz.
yeah, maybe Adam Strange is the bad guy in this one.
Ooh.
That would be pretty cool.
What the twist?
Yeah.
What are you, the
Wait
M.
a
Night
minute.
Shyamalan of comic books?
No. Yeah, maybe it's just something fucking crazy. You know what I mean? Because I would think two of those people could actually be supervillains, of course.
Sure.
Lobo and Brainiac.
Lobo made one of my teams too. So.
Yeah, because Lobo's a fucking badass.
He is a
I
badass.
fucking love Lobo. But yeah, that would be my, like, I don't know, not Unguardians of the Galaxy.
Something,
You know what
yeah.
I mean?
That'd be an interesting
Yeah.
story, though. I
Because-
want to know how Nightwing gets involved.
Yeah, Nightwing would have to be on the fucking...
And I'm saying Nightwing, not this current iteration that we've had for all this time, this Rick fucking Grayson where he got shot in the head and he's a fucking secret agent. Now who knows what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, no.
Or actually, I think right now in the comics he is the Joker's sidekick, which is some the Joker war thing,
What?
whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, no.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I hate all that. Dick Grayson is fucking Nightwing. And
Yeah.
that should just be that.
Yeah,
I
100%.
don't need 2 years of whatever the fuck's been going on.
Lobo's the only one that ever take down Superman in a punch or some shit like that. I mean, Lobo's is like badass.
Yeah, that was when he was shittily drawn.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I mean, most of his stuff is pretty bad.
I don't think until you got to his regular Lobo series,
Yeah.
is when it like the art started looking cool.
Yeah. Well, whenever they took over, whenever he did his first limited series and everything like that, they were just fucking great. I love that Lobo series. It's just a weird,
Yeah.
it's just a weird deal. Okay. You're up next.
Oh, I'm up? Okay. Well, this team doesn't really come together in your normal fashion. They're basically just blinked to this location inside the Mojoverse to be the next contestants on Mojo's new television show.
Uh-oh.
So the first person that appears is a small, maybe 3.5 foot duck named Howard.
That would be weird.
And he's just like, what the fuck? He's got his like Play Duck magazine or in his hand. He's like, what the fuck? Why am I here? And then the next guy, as soon as you hear that blink, the next thing you hear is spoon, and the Tick shows up. And And, while we're waiting for the other people to blink in, Howard the Duck is already fucking full of the Tick. He's done talking to this guy after like 2 minutes. It's like, what the hell is wrong with this fella? Our next person that shows up is Lobo. And he's like, what the fuck? He was in the middle of getting drunk at a bar. He's pissed. He's like, why the fuck am I here? Right next to him, suddenly, Deadpool shows up. And the conversations between the Tick, Howard the Duck, and Lobo and Deadpool right now are just fucking
all over the place,
off the chain. Lobo like fucking tries to cut Deadpool in half, and then of course Deadpool heals, and like they go back and forth a little bit. The last person to show up is a gentleman with an alliterative name named Boston Brand.
Oh shit, Dead Man. Dead Man would be fucking awesome, man.
Obviously he's dead.
Yeah.
But I think the pairing that I like the most out of this group is him and Deadpool, because Deadpool can't die and has tried to so many times, and Dead Man can't live.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? So it's like this weird, like, they're bitching about, like, Deadpool's bitching about his life, and Dead Man's like, you know what, fuck you.
Yeah.
I've been dead for like 40 years and just still here,
Yeah.
And then they would be attacked by like all of Mojo's creatures, and he's putting them through like a game show to see which one wins at the end.
Yeah. I mean, Deadpool can outlast everybody.
Or Lobo?
Yeah, and both of them.
Boston Brand, who's already dead?
Yeah, because Boston Brand can jump into anybody.
The Tick, who doesn't give a fuck? I mean,
Yeah.
he's even got Little Wooden Boy with him. Little Wooden Boy!
I'm wondering if...
But Howard the Duck, I don't know. He's just there.
Right.
He's just Howard the Duck. And he'll probably find some way to win this whole motherfucker just because he's Howard the Duck.
Because he's fucking
he's
Howard.
Like, I don't know what I did, but it worked,
Yeah, he's the one that comes out on top out of everybody. But like, how the fuck did Howard the Duck beat everybody? That's fucked up.
So, yeah, that's my fucking silly team. And I feel like if I was going to put all those characters together, Mojoverse was the perfect place for it.
Yep.
Yeah,
because that would be kind of unusual.
Maybe Howard the Duck's the one that figures out that they're on a television show. Like, actually figures out what's going on. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way, because like you said, that's a good way to bring them all together, because it would be unusual.
Yeah.
And then they're part of a game show. Everybody would be like, what the fuck?
So that's that.
That's a pretty good one. Shit. Who would I do? Having a crossover between all the different DC and Marvel together, having Batman and Cap on a team would be fucking ultimate. Who could beat them
together?
Yeah, who could beat those fucking two, right? It would almost have to be one against the other.
I was going to say even like if they were split up into squads.
Yeah.
Like Cap's leading this squad for the same purpose that Batman's leading this squad too.
Yeah. So it's everybody
like some kind of attack in tandem.
Yeah, it's like nobody wants to be around fucking, Batman, so they're like, well, fuck it, we'll do goddamn this and that. You know what I mean?
Right.
Shit. Because that would be a fucking very, very, very hard one to do with both of them on everything,
Right.
As far as like mutants go, I've always loved Banshee, even though he really doesn't have anything really crazy. So let me create my ultimate X-Men team. Okay. So I'd say Banshee is going to be on it. I like Colossus, Banshee and Colossus both together. And then also having Rogue on the team. Those are three people that have shared on the team before, but not like big time. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then maybe put like Cable on that team. And then, God, you'd almost have to take a supervillain and put him on there, in a weird way. Maybe even Warlock or some shit like that. Warlock was always fucking weird.
Sure.
And then, damn, who else would you put? Shit, Multiple Man.
Jamie Madrox.
Yeah. That would be a fucking weird team altogether. And then it's kind of like they're the remnants of a team or some shit like that, And maybe you could put fucking Beast on that team too, because Beast is like super smart. So you got Beast, fucking Banshee, Colossus. I've always loved Colossus.
Yeah, he's great.
Rogue, and who was the other one I said? Not Dokken.
Dokken rocks.
Oh yeah,
Not that Dokken.
Warlock. Yeah, yeah, Warlock and Cable. Damn, that would be a fucking crazy team.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's not really one person that stands out in all of that except for Rogue. She's the one that could whoop everybody's ass.
Technically.
Yeah. She whoop everybody's ass.
All right, so rename your team again one more time. Just
Okay, so I would have Banshee,
Okay.
Colossus,
Okay.
Rogue, Cable, Warlock, and Beast.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would be a pretty awesome X-Men team. That would be an unusual X-Men. What would you call them? Like X-Remembers or something? I don't fucking know, man.
Maybe.
Existentials.
There you go. I like it. Man, if I was going to do an X-Men team, I don't know. My team would have to have, I think Gambit would have to be on it. I really like him as a character.
Yeah.
And he's powerful enough. He's powerful enough to blow up a mountain if he really wanted to. So that's pretty cool. I would probably also have Storm. I really like Storm. And she would be the leader of this team, I would assume. She's led the X-Men before.
Yeah.
And then Kitty Pryde. I would probably have Kitty Pryde and Lockheed, which is her dragon. She phases through things.
Yeah.
Big fan of her. Man, I could almost make an all-female team. Hold on, drop Gambit. Well, no, Gambit would be like the player in this team because that's what he does.
That's who he is.
Right? Because I almost said Phoenix, and I'm like, because I really like Phoenix,
Yeah.
But I think I would not. I think what I would do is maybe, I don't know. I'm a big Psylocke fan, so maybe Psylocke.
Yeah.
She would be the good infiltrator kind of. And again, I'm not throwing Wolverine or anybody on this team, just because. Well, I guess I would if I wanted to sell comics.
Right. Right. Yeah. Wolverine anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. I've always been a big fan of two characters that aren't necessarily like one of them was a New Mutant, one was X-Force, and two of them. So Thunderbird and Warpath.
Yeah.
I like both those characters. One was on New Mutants, one was on X-Force. They're brothers.
Right.
And they're tank style guys. But the other one I was thinking of is Sunspot. I really liked his character. I think they kind of bastardized his character down a little bit. The original idea was that he collected solar energy and then could release it. And he was pure black. And then they kind of made him just like a fire-based character.
Really?
And that wasn't really his gig. So he's uber powerful as well. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a good female team.
An all-female team? That's easy. Jean Grey.
Yeah, well,
number 1.
Yeah.
Storm, number 2. Okay, where are we going?
No, those are really good. No, I'm not talking just like X-Men.
I thought we were still talking in the X-Men world. I'm sorry.
No. Because I
think the X-Men have some of the best female characters. That's why I say that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I would put Jean Grey.
Okay.
Definitely. I would put the Scarlet Witch. Right? Okay. Just because here in
are you just want this team to kick everyone's ass? Because I feel like you just did that with those two people.
Yeah. Rogue.
Okay.
Sue Storm.
Okay.
Okay.
So this is all Marvel?
Yeah, all Marvel. Of course, you'd have to have Psylocke on there too, and
Yeah.
that would probably be
Who would they fight?
goddamn everybody and kick everybody's fucking ass. I mean, I'm trying to think of somebody that would be more on the darker side. But when it comes down to it, shit, fucking Scarlet Witch kind of is there, but not necessarily. God, who else? I wouldn't put Jubilee on there.
No, me either.
Maybe. I mean, because you have Rogue is like my favorite X-Man.
Right.
No doubt about it. Rogue is pretty bitchin'. She could do whatever, and Jean Grey's your Dark Phoenix, but yet this would almost have to be before any of that, or where she's got it under control.
Right.
And then Sue Storm being able to be invisible, is pretty fucking cool too. Shit. They're just, you could do a lot of fucking things with those people,
Right. No, I agree.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Okay. That would be my all-female team.
So I'm trying off the cuff to come up with again, the most fun I was having with this was kind of pulling from different realms
Yeah.
and putting them together. So I was trying to come up with an all-villain team. This all-villain team would have to be led by Lex Luthor. However,
Yeah.
he has the Venom symbiote suit.
Damn. That'd be fucking weird.
That would be weird and cool,
Yeah.
because he's already a badass just being Lex Luthor, really,
Right.
and now he's got the physical toughness to go along with it.
Right. Yeah.
So that's where I would start out with. One of the other guys I think that would really fit in nicely with this little group so far is Clayface. Clayface is awesome. He can pretty much mimic anybody. He's super powerful. He's actually recently been a good guy, working with Batman.
Yeah.
So that would be interesting enough. Who else? Again, I'm trying to stay with the same style because you don't want anybody that's going to challenge Lex Luthor's.
No.
You
You
know
would
what I
have
mean?
to control everybody.
Yeah, because that's just how Luthor does. Any thoughts on that? Who else would you throw in there?
Okay, name them off again for me.
So far it's Lex Luthor with the Venom symbiote suit. And who else did I say? Boop, 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 boop. I don't remember now. Son of a bitch.
It's been a long night.
It has been a long night. It's an extra little episode everybody's getting here.
Yeah.
Well, shit. Oh, I said Clayface.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that's right.
Clayface.
I just think he would be a good mix with that. Be interesting to see if he and Luthor ever fought though, with the Venom symbiote, the way that it creates like tendrils and things,
Yeah.
and then Clayface kind of does similar things. You know what I mean? So that
Right.
would be interesting enough. Because if you wanted to go like all badass team, I mean, I could fire that off real quick. But I'm trying to figure out people again that are badass enough, but that Luthor can control.
What about Forge?
Forge is not a bad guy.
I know. How about Juggernaut?
This is just a team of forges.
Yeah. Yeah. How about the Juggernaut? I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
Well, first of all, if we add Juggernaut to this, this team's like the best villain team so far ever in the history of teams.
Yeah.
I would almost kick Clayface off, even though he's powerful anyways. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a pretty tight pairing right there. But yeah, I could see that. I was thinking even like maybe a Kraven the Hunter.
Oh.
You could do that. He's not going to be on the power level, but he is a great tracker, great, hunter.
Right.
So that might fit in perfectly with what they need,
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
they're going after.
Yeah. Damn, I'm trying to think of a supervillain team too.
I'm just trying to think of villains that aren't like every villain that comes to my mind. I'm like, that guy's too powerful. That guy's too powerful.
Yeah.
Or that guy's shit.
Yeah.
Because the other one that I would almost, instead of Kraven the Hunter, I would use Sabretooth. That'd be
Yep.
better.
Yep.
think
Yeah,
that'd be
because
better.
he would just be a little bit more.
He'd be a lot harder to fuck with. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just guessing that if Craven the Hunter and Sabretooth fought, Sabretooth would kick his ass.
Yeah, everybody has probably got an ulterior motive
Right.
when it comes to that shit.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
big time, big time. Now, you know who we
Shredder.
Yeah. Ooh. You know who we haven't mentioned though?
Who's that?
Spider-Man on any team.
It's because he's Spider-Man. He can
Well,
do
I
whatever he
mean,
wants.
what kind of a team would you put him on? He couldn't be on a Superman team. You know what I mean? He maybe could be on a Batman team.
I wouldn't put him on necessarily a Batman team, but I think what would be cool. So we're talking Peter Parker Spider-Man.
Yep.
I think what would be cool is maybe if him and Nightwing teamed up on a team.
That would be pretty
That
cool.
would be pretty interesting. Again, just depending on who you like,
You know what would be really cool is a crossover universe deal. Spider-Man Magnus Robot Fighter crossover.
Ooh.
It'd be pretty wicked.
So you're thinking of Spider-Man getting displaced in time to go there?
Yep.
Yeah,
Going
that would
into
be
the
cool.
future
Was
of
that
North
3000?
End. Yeah, the year 4000.
4,000, yeah.
So if he were to get displaced and then actually move into the year 4000, and I mean he's wearing the suit and everybody's just like, what the fuck is that? They all look
Right.
funky anyway. And then Magnus is basically fighting all the robots, so it almost have to be like another interdimensional being or something like that taking him over. So
Sure.
he'd have to be flesh and bone or in some semblance an alien or something like that to be able to fight Magnus, which he's used to the robot type shit,
Sure.
Be fucking weird. Huh. That would be a cool one shot.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like the Magnus versus Predator. Pretty awesome. Damn. This will be my last team.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna basically say who I would put that would destroy fucking absolutely everybody. It would have to be Cap, Wolverine, fucking Rogue, The Thing. No Hulk. Just don't want the Hulk on anything because Hulk is unpredictable and he wouldn't really last that long, even if you had him on there for a small bit.
What if
Beta
he
Ray
was
Bill.
Professor Hulk.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Beta Ray Bill.
Oh, nice.
And then, from Spider-Man, I'd have a Spider-Man on that team. And the Mummy.
Well, hold on. So say your team again. Because this
So-
is your kick-ass,
Yeah.
everybody dies.
Cap, Wolverine, Spider-Man, Rogue, and then who else did I say that was it? Shit, that's all you'd really need. And then maybe Professor X.
Oh, there you go.
Uh,
Professor X gives you a whole new dimension to that team.
Yeah. So he's basically, I mean, if he's
The man in the chair.
if he's telling Cap what to do, damn.
Yeah. Well, and they've worked together before.
Yeah.
That would work.
Yeah, that's like the ultimate World War II team. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's Madripoor in 42.
So that's an all Marvel kick-ass team. I like that.
Yeah.
I think if I was going to do a DC team, I would start out with Kyle Rayner, the Green Lantern that was the artist and became Ion, actually became the most powerful Green Lantern ever.
Nice.
That would be number one. Number two would be, man, you got to go with the Flash. And I don't care what iteration. I'm a Barry Allen guy, but a lot of people like
Yeah,
Wally
we haven't
West.
really put anybody with speed
Well,
in
I
there.
was just thinking that it would be really cool to do. What I would like to see as a crossover, just because of the characters, would be like Flash and Spider-Man and their Rogues galleries.
Ooh,
Because they
yeah.
have the best Rogues galleries pretty much out of everybody, minus Batman. Batman has a really solid one as well. But those Rogues galleries are really good, and if those were interacting with each other, that could be very interesting.
Yeah. We didn't ever put Punisher on anything either.
Yeah,
I think I would
listed
add-
him on my Strike Force team like it could have been.
Yeah, I think I would put him with my Ultimate Badass ones.
Yeah.
Him and Ghost Rider are part of that.
Oh, Jesus.
Damn.
Stepping up your game, kid.
Damn. What would another one shot that I would like to write or even see would be Swamp Thing, Magnus Robot Fighter.
That would be
It would be
weird.
fucking crazy, man. I mean, Swamp Thing would have to be like hopping through space or some shit like that and then end up in the future somehow. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because, I mean, he did meet Adam Strange at one point, too, I think.
Right.
But if he were to be going through weird time in space and then end up in again, North Am, and there's only the Parliament of Trees are the only trees left in the entire planet Earth, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's where he's like, that's how he gets there, because he's actually, the Earth is probably taken over or some shit like that. Mm-hmm. It's kind of trying to reclaim all the technology and the robots and everything like that. That would be pretty fucking
work,
cool. Yeah. That actually
would be
work.
cool.
Everything with Magnus would work for me.
Well, since I'm going to round out my DC team real quick, so again, Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner. I'll throw whichever version of the Flash you want. I'll take Wally West just because he's not one of the original 7. I'll throw Shazam on there.
Ooh.
I'll throw the Spectre on there.
Ooh.
And Captain Atom. And
Damn.
I think that nobody could beat that team because the Spectre's on it.
Yeah, the Spectre, yeah. Shit,
He
yeah.
doesn't really always play well with others, though, so I don't think that would be like a real teammate. You know
which
what I mean?
Spectre, though?
Oh, I only know the one.
Because there's
the Ultimate one.
Yeah, there's the old school one, and then there is the the one that was like buried in concrete and shit like that. The Spectre has passed
Yeah.
down forever, just
Right.
like Swamp Thing.
Was it? What's the guy's name? I'm trying to think. Hammond? No. That's
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, the
Corrigan.
yeah, Corrigan.
Jim Hammond was the original Human Torch, the android.
Oh,
That fought the invaders with
damn.
Captain America and Subnamor.
Damn.
Submariner.
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 It's the Submariner. No, that would be a fucking badass team. The Spectre escaped me. Because if you had...
Well, I don't think that... I mean, he's been on teams, you know? Like, he was part of the Justice Society of America and all that.
What would be an awesome, like, supernatural team would be fucking the Spectre, fucking Swamp Thing, and Lobo, all fighting in hell.
Lobo?
Yes. Yes, they're all fighting in hell.
I would switch out Lobo for Etrigan.
I'd put Etrigan with them. You know
I
what
just
I
don't
mean?
think Lobo fits.
No, he
Because
doesn't.
he can't die. Why would he go to hell? Like, he's out in space doing his thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
he would
I'm not
almost...
saying that you couldn't
Yeah,
shoehorn it in. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But
You'd have him part of it, so he's like destroying all the fucking everything. All of them would be destroying everything while the Spectre's going through trying to rescue something.
I mean, realistically, if we wanted to build the most powerful team of Supernatural, and we were talking DC, I mean, it would be Spectre, Dr. Fate, the Phantom Stranger.
The Justice League Dark.
Yeah, but even those are like even people that they deal with that are bigger than they are.
Yeah.
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
Yeah.
And right there, those 3 people, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
whoever else I want to add to that, cool.
Yeah.
You know?
It doesn't really matter.
Just walk away.
Yeah. Yeah, if it was the Spectre and Swamp Thing in hell, that would be a fucking crazy story.
You know
too.
what would be really cool? If it was the Spectre and Swamp Thing with Damian Hellstrom in hell to go fight his father.
Damn.
So there's your Marvel DC crossover.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Ooh.
And you could even have Ghost Rider there if you
Yeah,
wanted to.
and Mephisto too.
Well, that would be
Yeah.
probably one of the villains, I assume.
Yeah.
You know?
Have to be
Or
like...
maybe not. Maybe he joins up with him because he wants to take down Satan.
Ooh, damn, that's a good one right there. Shit, seeing the Spectre and Swamp Thing in hell would be fucking a crazy spread.
I'd be interested to see Swamp Thing in hell just because he's made out of plant life.
Yeah, I know. How
He would
would
just
he?
be on fire a lot.
It wouldn't be. It would be a different kind of a plant that would be down in hell. That would be his whole.
You think they have plants in hell?
Well, his whole
Like
body
some sort
makeup.
of blood thorn or something?
Yeah, it would be something fucking crazy. It'd
Yeah.
have to be all red and viney and shit.
Sure. I'm with you.
A lot of veins on him.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. No, because whenever he was traversing through the universe, he was becoming all different kinds of vegetation.
Sure.
So has to be something down there that he could grow from and draw power from somehow. Right. Somehow the green is down there.
Some sort of thorny blood plant. Yeah, fire plant. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, it'd be weird. He'd have weird powers, and the Spectre would just be like fucking badass.
Yeah. Spectre would just be like, just kicking ass.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I'm the Spectre.
I'm the Spectre. I'll be kicking ass later on today.
That's my voice. It's the Spectre. I'm the Spectre 100%.
I'm the Spectre, see?
Well,
yeah, that was fun. I mean, just fun to play around in. I think it's cool to come up with like wacky story ideas. Of course, I wouldn't make a team that would form Captain Planet. And if they did, they would never do it again because he's
why not? Yeah, Captain Planet is no joke.
I'm just going to say if it takes all those people to make him, he's not that powerful, dude. He's not that powerful on his
They
own.
all put their powers combined and they're like, this is fucking lame,
This
guys.
is lame, dude. Captain America's like, we're never doing that again.
He's like, why did you guys call me for this?
Yeah.
How did I get this shit? And Green Lantern's just sitting in the back like, God, you fucking nerds. Nerd alert. All right, guys. Everybody listening, thank you very much for tuning in to a very special episode of the Drop Culture Podcast.
A very weird episode, but we had fun.
Yeah, we kind of came up with that kind of on the fly.
Yeah, like if you didn't gather, like we put these lists together like on the show.
Yes, on the show. So if you have a list or if you have your ultimate superhero team from everything, all time, anything, or a Mangus Robot Fighter one shot.
Wait, hey, gotta stop you. So give me your guys in hell again one more time. Spectre,
Swamp Thing, Lobo.
Okay.
And Etrigan.
Spawn.
Ooh. Yeah, Spawn would fucking kick ass.
Honestly, I would have to kick Lobo off this team. He just doesn't fit to me.
Yeah.
I said, you could write him in, you could find a way, but
yeah,
I really don't feel like it blends.
He would be the one that's out of place the whole fucking time.
100%. He'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, the whole time he's just like, why am I here? That would be the running joke for him. Yeah, you know? It's like, what am I here for? And they're just like, stand in front of everybody.
Same thing Howard the Duck thought on that other team.
It's like, where are we? And then it could end up being a giant mojo show.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
It's not even really hell.
Yeah, I know. Uh-oh. There we go. Yeah, so if you got your own special team, let us know. Hit us up on dropculture.com.
Was that .net?
.com.
Oh,
actually.
.com. That was dropculture.com.
What does the com stand for in .com? I have no fucking clue.
I don't either.
Yeah, if you do know, let us know. And also, quick shout out to all of our friends out there in podcast land, all of our guests that we've had before. If you get a chance, go and buy the new book from Austin Trunick. That is the Canon Film Guide, which is an awesome book. It's a nice compendium for anybody that likes to listen to podcasts, listen to our podcast with him. And he's been on a whole bunch. Read the whole book. You'll love it.
It's excellent.
Because Canon films are the shit. And all of these teams that we did could be Canon film.
Oh, my God.
Imagine if Canon did Swamp Thing.
No.
But
I will tell you, .com stands for commercial.
Oh, .commercial. Okay, cool.
So I feel like we learned something here tonight.
Yes. Shout out to the Not For Everyone podcast, because it is not for everyone. And
but hey, it's for us.
It's for us. We like it. Also, our sponsors, Feathers Beads. Go to feathersbeads.com for all your personalized gifts. And also, Holy Smokes.
Holy Smokes.
They are a one-of-a-kind food preparation something.
They're absolutely mobile barbecue. And catering, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So check them out. You can check them out on Facebook right there in Amarillo, Texas. That's Holy Smokes.
Holy Smokes and Feathers Beads.
And you can give them the code for 10% off. That's a Drop Culture.
Yeah, Drop Culture podcast. If you mention the Drop Culture podcast, they will give you a high five. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's the 10% off. You get a high five.
Also, if you want merchandise, we're on Redbubble. Just look up B.A. Funkenstein. You can get some wonderful merchandise.
Or you can just drop right on dropculture.com
Go to
and link you right there.
dropculture.com. Yeah, right to the store. Hey, shit, I'm wearing a Not For Everyone podcast t-shirt.
He is.
And I don't even have a Drop Culture t-shirt, so I guess I'm going to get one.
Fucking traitor.
Fucking traitor. And with my Kurt Army hat. So everybody out there, thank you very much for tuning in. And I hope you had a good night. And I hope you have a good weekend.
And a wonderful day and a great week. Whenever you're listening to this.